12 News is your local election headquarters. The polls have now closed in Rhode Island and Massachusetts, and the results are starting to come in.
Let's take a look at the returns so far and some of the key races we've been watching. The Associated Press has called projected Vice President Kamala Harris that has won the state of Rhode Island.
The Vice President has also been the projected winner in Massachusetts, earning her state's 11 electoral votes. And Senator Sheldon Whitehouse has been reelected in his race against Republican Patricia Morgan. And in Massachusetts, Senator Elizabeth Warren has defeated former Rhode Islander and current Seekonk resident John Deaton. And Congressman Gabe Amo is going back to Washington to declare winning here, defeating Alan Waters 61% to 33%. And we're going to go live now to Tim White, who has the congressman at the Graduate Hotel in Providence. Tim?
Yeah, hi, Mike and Shannon. As you can hear, the speaking portion of the evening has begun. I'm alongside Congressman Gabe Amo, who, as you said, has just won re-election. Congressman, congratulations.
Thank you. I'm humbled and honored to have a full 2 years to work for Rhode Islanders in the 1st Congressional District.
Now, I want to talk now about, you were a surrogate for the Harris campaign. I think I counted some 10 states, battleground states that you went around and campaigned on behalf of Harris Walz. What are you hearing tonight in that race?
Well, I traveled around the country. Most recently was in Michigan on Sunday, participating in a bus tour stop with Governor Gretchen Whitmer. And what I'm hearing is that voters are really enthusiastic. They understand that this is a consequential election, and they want to make their voices heard, especially in those battlegrounds. And I'm really grateful to Rhode Islanders for doing their part to get Kamala Harris our electoral votes tonight.
Confident or anxious?
Both. Both. I mean, we have been in a unusual election cycle, right? From President Biden stepping aside to Vice President Harris rising up to seeing some really, weird behavior from the 45th President of the United States. So I'm anxious. I want to get done with this, but I want us to march into victory. And I believe that we will when all things are counted.
I'm sure the other thing that you're really watching closely is the balance of power in Congress, yes. Particularly with the lower chamber, your chamber, the House. You've been in the minority party for the last year. Do you think the Democrats are gonna take it back, and do you think we'll know tonight?
Well, we have lots of opportunities too. There are over a dozen districts that were won by President Biden that are held by Republicans, and we also have a lot of different states that aren't necessarily on the battleground landscape that we're competing in. So I do believe that voters will pick Democrats to be in charge of Congress. I'm hopeful that we'll have a Speaker Jeffrey, but it may take a couple days to get there because of California and how they count their votes. But we will get some promising results tonight, and I'll be congratulating lots of my colleagues and future colleagues over text.
All right, real quick, do you think we'll know the presidential race tonight, Congressman?
It could be really late, but there's a possibility. I mean, it depends on whether the enthusiasm I'm seeing translates into those states. And so I'm optimistic. I believe in Kamala Harris's vision, and I know that will lead us into a stronger future.
All right, well, Congressman, again, congratulations on your victory tonight. For now, I'm going to send it to my colleague Kayla Fish. She is tracking one of the closest watched races of locally in the state right now, and it's the race for Cranston mayor. Kayla?
Hey, Tim, that's right. There is a lot of energy in this room here. We're live at the St. Mary's Feast Hall in Cranston, where friends, family, and supporters of Cranston Mayor Ken Hopkins have gathered to watch the election night results roll in. Now, Hopkins is running for re-election for a second term after winning a hard-fought Republican primary. We, of course, covered that for you here on 12 News. Now, Hopkins and his team have been sort of hunkered down in a back room here, looking at the results from each precinct as they roll in, and those results are being inputted on a board here. That's why there are so many people gathered here behind me watching as each and every precinct inputs their results. We also talked to Hopkins a little bit earlier, who said he's optimistic. Take a listen.
I'm getting a lot of thumbs up. It's been a long 10 months between the primary and now the general election, but I feel confident that the people of Cranston like what we've done, and we'll find out tonight.
Now, I also reached out earlier to a spokesperson for Democrat Robert Ferry, the city councilman who is challenging Hopkins. I was told that he's feeling good about tonight. We'll remain here as those results roll in until that race is called and bring you reaction as that happens. But for now, I'll send it back to you guys in the studio.
Kayla, thank you. 12 News politics editor Ted Nesi and political analyst Joe Fleming join us now live in our Election Update Center.
Ted and Joe, what are some of the other races that you're keeping a close eye on tonight?
Well, the very first thing I want to flag to viewers tonight, Mike and Shannon, is that as Joe and I are looking through the data, we have both our feed from the Associated Press, which you're seeing running the ticker on your screen, but also the feed direct from the Board of Elections. There is no mail ballots have been counted as of a few minutes ago, and very little of the early vote has been counted. And as people remember, we've been reporting it for days, the early vote was very significant, Joe.
Absolutely, and there's 221,000 mail ballots and early vote this year. So while some of these races look tight right now, those in the past have basically favored Democrats in the state of Rhode Island. Right now, Republicans are doing better than you would expect, but we have to see the early voting and the mail ballots to get a better idea. You
got to think of it. I remember from 2020 talking about the 3 buckets of votes, right? You've got your polling place day of votes bucket, which is pretty heavily counted right now, about 82% at last check, just from today at the polling place. Your bucket of mail ballots, which is sizable but not as big, and then now a huge passel of early votes, and that's going to change things. Joe, let's tick through a few races here. We talked about some of the big headlines. We're still keeping a close eye on Cranston Mayor Kenneth Hopkins, up 62-38, but only 4% was in when the last data update went there, and so we're going to need more to know how this shakes out.
Yeah, absolutely. I think those numbers will be coming very quickly now.
Yeah, they'll be coming in fast. I also want to look up in Woonsocket at where we had 0% in at the last data update, but right now we were seeing on the Board of Elections feed that Chris Beauchamp, the incumbent mayor, was up by a little bit.
Yeah, about 200 votes, but again, no mail ballots, no early voting, so that could change.
Yes, and then also Cumberland, another one we had an eye on. Here, again, no votes in our system yet, but the Board of Elections system showed a slight lead for independent Brad Dean at last check, but again, so many votes are still out there. So we're just trying to stress that you can see those percentages, whether you're on our page or the Board of Elections page, and think there's a lot of the vote fully counted, but you have to get all 3 buckets in. Back to you.
Ted, Joe, thank you. And you can count on 12 News for in-depth election coverage all night long. We'll have real-time results on our website, WPRI.com.
We'll be bringing you updates every 30 minutes as those results continue coming in. Keep it right here on WPRI 12.